update. That's very important to us. Michael Stanzel.
Michael Stanzel, 2510 96th Avenue, Court East, Edgewood. James Bovard wrote, "The great political issue of our times is not liberalism versus conservatism, or capitalism versus socialism, but statism, the belief that the government is inherently superior to the citizenry, that progress consists of extending the realm of compulsion, that vesting arbitrary power in government officials will make the people happy, eventually." So tonight, it's been a long time. I think we'll do a summertime hiatus recap, what we've learned over the last 6 months. While the Washington DOT is getting called on the carpet for a $900,000 mistake over on Highway 16, we've learned that the previous city manager, along with the legal staff, blew almost $2 million up on legal fees, litigating a case that should have never gone to court in the first place on the South Hill. We've learned that instead of paying $500,000 for a property taking, the city ended up paying around $5.7 million. That makes a little less than $7.7 million for a 300-foot road that isn't even past the planning stage. We've learned that the past city manager and legal staff intercepted and withheld a boundary review board's ruling, which I gave the clerk, that blasted the method the city manager and staff attempted to use to annex the North Puyallup area. The excuse was there might be some legally sensitive information in this public document that they might not believe you had a right to know, although a privy few council members admitted they had seen the ruling. It looks as though Council Member Knutsen's claims proved to be true. Information has been getting withheld from certain council members. We've learned that the courts have consistently ruled against the city tactics of withholding water service as a way to extort a landowner into voting in the city's favor. In your attempt to beat the putt-putt guy either into submission or out of business, we've learned that the legal staff and the council have chosen to ignore a hearing examiner's ruling, a Superior Court judge's ruling, a Court of Appeals ruling, and continue to do so to this day, brushing them all off as being erroneous. We've learned that even though your legal staff has told you the Supreme Court has said you have the right to enter into these pre-annexation agreements, the Supreme Court didn't even want to hear the case. We've learned that the council and the Public Works Department seem to think that they have the right to regulate and make land use decisions for people outside the city limits. We've learned by looking at the pre-annexation agreement that I previously gave you that the senior council members have no problem violating their oath of office by requiring landowners outside the city to give up their constitutional rights. We've learned that the Puyallup City Council is apparently on board with that. Oh, we've learned that your planning director has no problem perjuring himself to win a case. We've learned that the Puyallup City Council is apparently on board with that by making knowingly false statements in the municipal code and turning it into nothing more than a sham. I think that all this is certainly a reflection on the integrity of the people who have been running the city for the past 15 years. It's time to clean up your act.
Is anyone